Hi, I'm Tanisha Badger here at the Anchor of Hope podcast, and today I have with me
Shanale Mason, your United States of America's Ms. Illinois, and I am so excited to be here, and I'm happy to jump into this podcast.
Tune in. Shanale, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your journey on becoming USOA Ms. Illinois?
Yes, absolutely. So I was at a place in my life where I had my career and I just wanted to do more to help share my story. I'm a person of faith, so I said a little prayer and just, ask for guidance on how I can help people and better serve my community. And I met a wonderful queen, USOA, Mrs. Illinois at the time, Alyssa Stevens, and she saw something in me that I didn't see in myself. But it was my first time hearing about the USOA pageant system. And, their goal is to inspire and empower and uplift others and women. And it was something that I felt I was called to do. And so with that, I decided to take the first step and compete at the state competition in Illinois.
Awesome. So what was that experience like for you participating in that pageant for the first time?
Oh, it was an experience. As someone who didn't really grow up in the pageant world, I did a very small local community pageant. I won that one, but this was my first time ever competing in a national pageant system. And I'm very thankful that it was USOA pageants because their goals align with mine. So I knew I belonged there. I had a sense of belonging. And that was something I just kept telling myself. I just kept telling myself through the experience that I belonged there. I met a lot of incredible women who had amazing stories. So it just made the experience very purposeful and exciting. And that belief kind of carried me through all the way to winning the title.
All right. So the platform that you chose is Grief and Loss. Can you tell me a little bit of why you chose that platform for your reign?
Absolutely. So my platform is Hope Restore, which centers around adolescent grief and loss. As a high school student, I lost my mother. It was very sudden and unexpected. And I was left to raise my younger sister. And I lost my father not too long after that. But, thankfully, I learned a lot from these tragic experiences, as terrible as they were. I was able to gain more insight on the lack of resources that are out there for our youth. And it just created a drive for me to kind of do something to change that. I have an amazing family who stepped in when we lost our mother, who helped out. But I kind of struggled with just different things that students face throughout their journey after losing a parent. Not really understanding the impact of grief and loss because you're so young and you're still learning as you go. So as an adult, it's been my goal and my mission to kind of raise awareness on adolescent grief and loss and some of the pertinent issues that come with that, and I've been able to do so throughout this year as your USOA Ms. Illinois.
Awesome. And that had to be difficult too, being a teen and having to experience the grief of loss of your parents, as well as juggling school and just life of being a teen. I know earlier you mentioned your faith. How did that play a role into the challenges that you faced?
Absolutely. Faith was a huge part that carried me through losing both of my parents at an early age, and it still carries me to this day. I came from parents who were faith-based believers. It was a huge part of, my upbringing. And it's helped me get through a number of, circumstances while trying to get through life while grieving both of my mom and my father. Faith has allowed me to kind of do things I would have never seen myself doing, whether it was applying to grad school to get a master's degree, or even stepping out into the pageant world. And so it's something that I would say I can't live without, because everything they taught me has enabled me to believe in myself and also have the faith to believe in others.
Awesome. And I'm the same way. Faith to me is everything. I have to put, faith first before I even put my feet on the floor today. Like, let me say a prayer.
Yes.
Thank you, God, for this day. How do you advocate for adolescents who are currently experiencing grief or loss throughout your daily life?
Absolutely. So through my platform, I've been able to speak to over 1,000 individuals, close to 2,000 at this point throughout the state of Illinois. I've committed 200 hours of community service, just going throughout the state and discussing some of the issues that adolescents who are dealing with grief and loss face on a daily basis, such as homelessness, abuse, not really having the guidance that they need.
Right.
And just, I feel that each day being able to speak on these issues creates an awareness, and it allows people to kind of have an open mind of how we can better evolve as a society when it comes to this. And of course, I have dreams one day to do more, but it's my mission every day to kind of help build upon that. And I think anybody who has lost someone has gained the ability to have compassion to better serve someone during their time of grief and loss. So,
what advice do you think that you would give young people who are navigating their own experience of grief or loss?
That's an excellent question. My advice for young people would be, first and foremost, to just be patient with yourself. Grief is a lifelong process, and healing takes time. You'll, continue healing as you grow older. The three things I would like to give our youth is, one, what helped me was, of course, having faith and not losing my hope. Just knowing that although this is scary, something, positive can come out of it, whether it's I help other people, simply raising awareness on grief and loss, like I'm doing now. Another thing is find a mentor. Sometimes when you're going through grief and loss at an early age, it's really difficult to process it. Sometimes you don't know how severe it is or how heavily it's impacting you. So having a mentor, someone to help you stay on a positive track. For me, it was a village of people, whether it was my professor guiding me, or, a family friend or loved one or pastor or coach. If there's someone positive in your life who you can go to get advice and guidance, I highly recommend that. And then lastly but not least, my recommendation is to keep perseverance and determination alive. There'll be a lot of challenges after losing someone close. It'll be a lot of times in life where you want them there, or you just don't know how to readjust to your life. But through perseverance and determination, you can conquer adversity. And that's the advice I would give to our youth who are facing that right now.
Do you have any advice for, let's say, a mentor who is mentoring a young adult who might be experiencing grief or loss? Any advice for them?
Oh, that's an excellent question as well. Yes, I do. Continue to be patient. Sometimes our mentors can see something in their mentee that they're not able to see yet. So continue to be patient with them, continue to pour seeds into their life, with so much change at an early age. They need some positive seeds dropped in to just increase their hope. For me, I had coaches and professors who would continue to put into me that I was going places, I was going to be someone one day, and I would be able to do great things. And I'm thankful that they were able to see that in me, because sometimes when you're going through grief and loss, your vision is shattered. But continue to be patient and continue to speak life into them, and it'll all work out.
Yeah, so patience and encouragement.
That's right, essentially, yes.
So what do you think are some lessons that you learned throughout your journey of navigating through your own grief and loss of your parents, or just with life?
I think losing my mother so young, and being asked to kind of step up and help with my younger sister, at that moment, all I ever knew how to be was strong. And so as I transitioned from a young person to an adult, I learned that it's okay to be soft. It's okay to be strong when you need to be, but it's also okay to be soft and go through the emotions so that you can properly heal. And I think sometimes when we lose a loved one, we only know to step up and do what needs to be done, get the funeral arrangements set, navigate life without them. But it's okay to be kind to yourself and focus on you as you heal and as you take on new responsibilities in that chapter of your life.
Yeah, that's self-care first, right?
Self-care,
Make sure you're taking care of yourself.
Absolutely.
Yes. So looking into the future, what do you think you would like to do with your platform, or what else do you have going on with your platform?
Of course, in the future, I would like to carry this out. One of my goals is to one day be able to have a scholarship program where I'm able to give scholarships out to young people who have lost their loved ones or guardians, so that they can continue their education. Education was something my parents instilled in me, and I truly believe that education is a key that unlocks the door of opportunity. So being able to one day have a platform where I can give out scholarships. And then also, I would love to have a youth program where I am able to mentor young people who are experiencing grief and loss, and just kind of continue to support and heal my community.
Is there a final message that you'd like to share with your audience about resilience, hope, or grief or loss?
Yes, I would. One of my favorite quotes by Dr. King is, "Out of a mountain of despair is a stone of hope." And I want our youth to know, and sometimes when you're struggling with grief and loss, you kind of struggle with your mental health. So I encourage young people to be vocal about what it is that they're feeling. I encourage young people to talk to a person who they feel safe around, who they can trust, to kind of help them guide through challenging feelings. And lastly, I want to say that your current circumstance does not determine your future and who you will become. You can struggle and still be a queen. You can struggle and still be a king. But just know that on your journey of becoming, you are destined for greatness, and to keep taking each day one step at a time.
Perfectly said. Thank you so much, Shanale, for coming and stopping by the Anchor of Hope podcast. We are happy that you blessed us with your presence. For more about Sparrow, visit us at sparrowfs.org or follow us on Facebook and Instagram for more podcasts coming your way.